C.S. Lewis was born on November 29, 1898 in Belfast, Northern Ireland. He is well known for writing fantasies and his emphasis on the concepts of the Christian religion. Lewis believes that all things that are holy are based off of what God has given to us. Therefore, all authors who don't base their literature off of Christian concepts or stories are considered to be unholy. With this in mind, Lewis often gets his inspiration from the Bible itself. An example of this is his book, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. In this next scene, Lewis portrays the weakness of humans when facing temptation through Edmund's desire for Turkish delight.
Anything you'd like to eat?
Turkish delight?
Edmund, I would very much like to meet the rest of your family. You are exactly the sort of boy who I could see one day becoming Prince of Narnia. Maybe even King.
Really?
Of course, you'd have to bring a family.
Oh, do you mean Peter would be king too?
No. But a king needs servants.
I guess I could bring.
When sitting in the sleigh with the White Witch, she is able to bribe Edmund into bringing the rest of his family to her while feeding him Turkish delight. Similarly, in the Bible, the crafty serpent is able to bribe Eve into eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The Turkish delight is symbolic of temptation and can be compared to the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. During this conversation, the White Witch mentions crowning Edmund as king and having his siblings serve as his servants. Drawn to this idea, Edmund quickly abides to what the White Witch wants in desire for more attention and power for himself. This next scene is used to prove the harmful effects sin can have on humanity and society as a whole. In this scene, Lucy excitedly tells Susan and Peter about the world of Narnia and drags Edmund along, hoping to use him as evidence that she is not imagining this world. However, the sin present in the world of Narnia has changed Edmund quickly and causes him to become the nastier person ever since he's associated with the White Witch. This is evident in his words when he refuses to stand up for his sister when being suppressed by his sibling. Instead, he sides with Susan and Peter in believing that the world of Narnia doesn't exist. Along with that, Edmund criticizes Lucy for having a vivid imagination. This next scene is based off of the scene when Christ is nailed to the cross. This scene demonstrates the killing of Aslan, the king of Narnia. Here, rather than having Edmund die, Aslan takes on all of the faults of Edmund and takes Edmund's place so that he can be killed instead. Similarly, Christ carries all of society's sins when he was killed on the cross. An important aspect of the Christian religion is the idea of repentance and forgiveness from Christ.
Our brother's been captured by the White Witch.
Captured? How could this happen?
It's my fault, really. I was too hard on him.
In this scene, Peter takes the blame for Edmund's disappearance and capture by the White Witch. This demonstrates humility and willingness to accept the consequences for bad actions. This next scene shows the thawed world of Narnia where it is no longer winter. As seen, the snow was melting away and spring is on its way. The snow symbolizes the evil and cold world of Narnia, whereas the upcoming spring in Narnia represents a revival of life. When one accepts Christ into their lives, it is considered as starting a new life, almost like entering a new world. As the Pevensey children enter into the world of Narnia, physically, they are also starting a new life spiritually. This next scene is the most crucial to the understanding of the concepts of Christianity, the resurrection of Christ or Aslan.
But we saw the knife. The
witch!
If the witch knew the true meaning of sacrifice, she might have interpreted the deep magic differently. That when a willing victim who has committed no treachery is killed in a traitor's stead, the stone table will crack, and even death itself would turn backwards.
In this scene, Aslan comes back to life because of the deep magic. He says that if the witch understood the true meaning of sacrifice, then she would have understood that when a victim who has no fault is killed, then even death itself will be reversed. This concept originates in the Bible when Christ resurrects. Lewis criticizes the weakness of humanity through his Christian views, stating that the sin and corruption that one allows into their life eventually leads to self-destruction, resulting in repentance to be the only solution.